Hello everyone, welcome back to my authortube channel. I'm Saoirse Bray, I'm a fantasy writer, and oh my goodness, it's the first day of Nano. I'm so excited. NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. If you didn't already know, which I'm assuming if you're watching this you already know all about it, so I won't get into the details. So for Nano, I am working on a project. I keep switching between calling it Project Gemstone and Project Gemstones, so apologies if that gets confusing. I can't seem to stick to one, but it doesn't really matter. That is what I am working on. It is a brand new idea. For me, for the most part, I had already come up with the magic system, and pretty much the last couple of days, about last 4 or 5-ish days, I squeezed all of the prep for that into the last 4 or 5 days so that I would be ready for Nano, because I changed my mind at the last second. Just to update you guys, yesterday I did not vlog, so my previous vlog ended on October 30th. Yesterday, October 31st, Halloween, I outlined a ton. I hadn't really gotten to the plot outlining. I was mostly focusing on the history of the world building, the setting, that kind of outlining, and then I focused yesterday on the plot. And I actually did watch that video that I mentioned at the last vlog. I had mentioned the, 3-act, 9-block, 27-chapter outlining method. I will leave that video linked down below, though it is a very popular video and I've heard many people already talk about it. That's how I knew about it, so I'm assuming some of you, most of you watching this probably already know about it, but if you didn't and you want to check it out, it'll be linked in the description. I found it super duper helpful. I wasn't thinking that it was going to be that helpful, just because I keep feeling like, how can someone boil down the structure of my novel into little bullet points, and like, how, you know, that's not gonna help me. My novel's different, you know what I mean? But no, it actually really helps, and it helps me kind of loosely outline everything. So I have something for each of those, I guess, chapters. Obviously my book is going to be way longer than 27 chapters because it is multiple point of view and it is an adult fantasy book, so it's going to be more than 27 chapters. In that video she says the chapter, 27 chapters is just the word she decided to use. Doesn't actually necessarily have to be a chapter, it was just a way to kind of break up the different scenes or different ideas. I watched that video, found it super duper helpful, and I did the whole thing. I outlined the whole thing, just in case some of you don't believe me, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but I'm gonna give you like the briefest look at this, because I don't want you to actually read what's on it, but I want to show you. So I'm gonna just to show you that I did it. So whee! So that was my outline. I don't want you guys to read it because, like, so many reasons. I don't want people stealing my ideas. I don't want people making fun of my ideas. I don't want you to see my ugly handwriting. So many reasons. While I was at my parents' house, like I mentioned, I did already start writing, and I got 1,510 words. So I've officially done my first day's worth of writing. So we are on track. Day 1, we are on track for Nano. Hello, it's day 2 of Nano. I wanted to give a little bit of an update. I have not written today. It is 4:15, so I still have a little bit of work, but I'm going to kind of wrap that up in the next hour or so. But I need to make dinner and I need to take a little bit of a break. So I thought I will go ahead and give an update on what I've done earlier today. So earlier I did take a little bit of a break and I just started to do a little bit of research, because maybe not the next scene that I'm writing, I think it's a couple chapters from now, or from where I'm currently at, but at some point in the beginning of my book, one of my main characters is going to be pulling a prank with her friends, and this leads her to get in some pretty serious trouble. So there's some sort of like consequence of this prank. It doesn't go as planned, something bad happens and she gets in trouble, which leads her to the next sort of set of events, which is her detention, I guess, is like the inciting incident, because something's going to happen while she's serving her detention that will forever change her life. Sorry, also I'm getting distracted because she's just like watching me. So the problem is I don't know what the prank is. I have no idea. I don't know what the prank is. I was thinking about it today, and then I tried to kind of look up like pranks, like just, I don't know, I can't remember what I googled, but just I was looking up different pranks that people have pulled. I don't know, nothing really sparked anything. I was thinking, you know, I could take like a prank that someone did and make it more, you know, kind of fit it into my magical world, and then kind of have it go wrong and then something bad happens. But I just can't think of it. And I don't know, this seems pretty synchronous, but today I was watching, because I'm still catching up with Kayla Kemper's vlogs. I'm getting close to being up to date with her. In this vlog from like 3 months ago, Kayla was talking about an article that she had read where the person that wrote it was talking about when you leave parts out from your drafts, like if you have like a placeholder or anything like that, it's not necessarily that you don't want to write it, it's that your subconscious is like saying this is really important, let's leave it for later because it's really important and it needs to be like something different than what we can come up with right now, if that makes sense. I haven't actually read the article, so I'm kind of paraphrasing what Kayla said about it, so I need to actually go read it. But I thought that that was just kind of synchronous, that that was one of the vlogs that I watched today as I'm having this problem of like, I don't know what to do for this prank. So I'm kind of wondering too if I should just skip that part. Okay, and also literally this is the notification that just popped up on my phone. Literally as I'm talking about how it was synchronous, that was the vlog that I happened to be watching today from Kayla, and now she just posted, like, come on. All right, universe, I get it. We're skipping this. We're gonna skip the prank scene and come back to it later, which I have always really told myself like to never do that, because I thought it was like basically procrastinating, and that I would really have a, like, if I can't write it now, it's to say that I'm gonna be able to write it later. I think that was kind of my thinking, but I'm thinking there's something big here with this prank, and I didn't want it to be like a prank that's unrelated to the rest of the plot. I want it to do something other than just be a means for her getting into trouble so she gets into a place where she has her inciting incident. I want it to help build the world at the very least, or like help build setting, help show a little bit of the culture. So I want it to have like more significance than just it being a means to a different end, you know? I do still obviously have some writing to do today. I haven't written yet, so we still gotta do that today. I also really wanna read, because I'm on the 4th book. I'm about to start the 4th book of Vampire Academy, and this is actually one of my favorite. Like this is where like, oh, the series gets like so good. Like, I mean, it was already good, but like gets even better. So I want to read, and my Kindle's sitting right there. Wow. Is that also a sign from the universe that I should? I'm just kidding. Okay. I will be back to update you guys. I'm gonna charge my camera so that I can come back to update you guys. And then, yeah, we'll see how the rest of this day goes.
Ten toes in my bankroll. Why you running away from me? I don't know. The thirsty on me, Paco. Why you running away from me? I don't know. I maybe see me scorsese. I missed that little feeling when I kissed your face. Apnea rom, I was feeling so warm, now I'm feeling so cold. Can you come and hold me? I don't think I'm okay. Tell me that you're okay.
So it is 8 o'clock. I just got done with my writing for the day, so I did get, as you probably saw, 1,670 words, which is perfect. I am trying to hit that 667 words, like that goal every single day to try to keep on track. Even if I am doing more on certain days, I kind of still want to try to hit that mark as much as possible. Even if I end up not writing every single day, I just want to keep trying to be as consistent as possible, just to kind of hammer out some of these scenes. I'm noticing that it's taken me a little bit to try to kind of get into this book. I think that this is something that's a little different from my previous 2 projects that I've worked on, is that this one I don't know the characters as well because I haven't spent that much time with them, and so I'm just finding it a little bit hard to kind of get into the story. One character, his voice is really starting to come along, and I was not sure because he is one of the love interests for, he's like a main character, but he's still one of the love interests for one of the other characters. I usually write more of the kind of morally gray, like enemies to lovers type, but this character is a little bit more gentle. He's definitely a little bit more in tune with his feminine side, which is really nice, and it's a nice change of pace. And I found that his voice has been like the easiest that's been coming through. Whereas my other 2 characters, their voices have not really developed yet, and I'm still trying to kind of get to know them a little bit. Yeah, so it's just been a little different, but I am loving that I still have things outlined. I think that I'm officially becoming a plotter because I feel like having this outline is making the world of difference. I feel like even when I'm writing a scene and I start to get off track, I am reminded of where I'm going with that specific scene, and it's just easier to get back into it instead of letting it take on its own thing. I think I would have been lost by now without this outline. So I am feeling better about just this project in general with that outline, and now that I'm actually writing it, it does feel like I definitely did the right thing by doing that outline, and it feels like something I'm going to be able to make a lot of progress on this month.
There's pain in the struggle, and there's beauty in the pain. So if love is a struggle, I guess there's beauty in everything. There's peace in a heartbreak, and there's fire in the rain. So if everything means nothing these days, baby.
So it's day 3 of Nano, and I sat down to give you guys my update, and I realized that I'm a little, well, I already knew this about myself, but I'm not good with numbers. I constantly switch numbers in my head all the time, and like I would be that student that would like do really well in a math test, and the things I would get wrong would be that I had the right answer, but like I wrote down the numbers out of order. Like I'm dyslexic, but only with numbers. So I realized on Monday I actually didn't hit the goal for Nano, like the daily word goal, which is 1,667 words. I got 1,510 words, and for some reason in my head I was like, that's more than 1,667 words. I don't know how I did that in my brain where I was like 500 is more than 600. That's not how it works, Saoirse. Get it together. And I did that today too. I stopped at 1,518 words, and I was going to put that into Nano, and I was like, wait a second, that's not the daily goal. Even when I went to update yesterday and I saw that I hadn't won that badge yet of 1,667 words, and if you're doing that goal every single day, you should hit that badge the first day, and I hit it yesterday, and for some reason that didn't seem weird to me. So I am very confused how my brain is working, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and add an update because I'm gonna need another writing session. We're almost to the goal, but not quite. Okay, so in about an hour worth of time, I'd say I wrote 15,000-ish words. So now I need to get another, well, less than 100. No, more than 100. Wow. So anyways, I'm going to do another little writing sprint and see if I can't hammer out the last like 150-ish words. And not that I couldn't keep going, like I'm not trying to stop every time I hit the daily word count goal, but I'm just like, I don't want to overdo it, you know, and like burn myself out. I'm kind of gonna save my higher word count days, I think, for the weekends when I have a little bit more time and also just more creative energy and all of that. So yeah, but let's go ahead and get back into this.
There's pain in the struggle, and there's beauty in the pain. So if love is a struggle, I guess there's beauty in everything. There's peace in a heartbreak, and there's fire in the rain. So if everything means nothing these days, baby, then let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. 3 a.m.
All right, so I wrote 220 more words. As I started writing, I kind of was like, I don't know if I like where this is going. With one of my characters' points of view, the inciting incident for her kind of happens in her first chapter slash also happens in her second chapter. And so it's kind of, I don't know, I kind of didn't really know what to write, and it felt very quick and short, and like I needed to put more in there. But I feel like finding it hard to kind of get into her like point of view. I kind of wanted to pause because I started to go in a certain direction that is not in my outline, and I don't know if I want to go that direction or because I started to almost introduce a character that I literally just pulled out of my head, like they didn't exist 2 seconds ago and now they do. And so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to continue down this route. But I think I need something to kind of like show a little bit more of this character's day-to-day life and like what they're up to and why they're doing the things that they're doing. As far as where I am in the outline, I just kind of want to briefly go over this. So let's see. So I've done the intros. I've done the inciting incident for, so for the first character, who is our Queen of Thieves character, her inciting incident is kind of spread over the course of her first 2 chapters, and we'll really start to get into her more as a character once she meets one of the other main characters. Then for the other main character, who is, I guess I could say their names, right? I'm just like always worried that people are gonna steal my character names. But these ones I don't think are really all that, they're all like names that anyone could find on like babynames.com. So Bridget is my Queen of Thieves character. I'm also not completely sold on her name, but I've always had the intention of writing a character with the name Bridget so that all of her friends could call her Bridge, because I just think that's a cool nickname. I don't know. Also, coincidentally, in the last scene that I wrote, she was walking on a bridge. So I feel like I need to do something with that, because the city that they're in has a lot of bridges. Not the bridges that you're probably thinking of, they're way cooler, but yeah, it has a lot of bridges. So I think I'm gonna stick with it, but anyways. So she's our Queen of Thieves character, and she is, again, her inciting incident is kind of spread out over a couple of chapters, and her story is really going to take off once she meets Prue, who's our second character, and she is the one that is pulling a prank and going to get in trouble for it. And I don't know what the prank is yet, so I skipped that chapter. I just put it into Scrivener and added a note that that's the chapter that the prank is going to be in. Her inciting incident will be written later once I know what the specifics of the prank are. Something is just telling me though that this prank is going to really add to the story. So I need to really like wait for that idea to come in. So Blaze is our third character and he is from a different realm. And so he's the one that I've been having the most fun writing from his point of view because for some reason it's just clicking away more. And I was really going to like originally write him as this like kind of badass character, like really strong and sure-footed, really like independent. But he has actually, as I started writing him, he has just become this character who's a little bit more of a bleeding heart. He wants to take care of everyone else, really concerned with what, you know, how other people are feeling. He's a little naive. He's still very strong, and I think part of his character arc will be that he really comes into his own, but he's like definitely like not who I was picturing when I first was outlining it. But then as I started writing him, it just clicked, and I think that's why I've been having such a great time writing his point of view, is just that it's clicking a lot more. So next up, I'm going to be writing the fallout, which is basically the inciting incidents have happened and now it's time for some sort of falling out here. For Blaze's fallout, I know exactly what's going to happen and I think it's going to be super duper easy to write. Same with his reaction and the way that he decides to react to this fallout after the inciting incident, right? Prue's perspective, I know exactly what is happening with this fallout. And then with Bridget, I haven't quite decided yet with the fallout because in the fallout scene, she's going to be meeting Prue. I think the meeting with Prue is going to kind of, in a way, be another inciting incident for Bridget, or a little bit of a fallout, is that she is kind of thrown off course by Prue. Something that she wants, she doesn't get because Prue is there in this scene, because she happens to stumble across Prue. And I think that that's going to be kind of a sore spot for their relationship moving forward, because eventually I want them to be friends, but there's gonna be a little drama. I'm really excited to continue to see where the story goes. I'm feeling like yesterday I was feeling a little bit like, ugh, I'm not really sure I want to be writing today, but I did it anyways. Today, I kind of had that same thing going into the writing where it's kind of like, I don't really want to do this right now, but I did it anyways, and then I felt amazing. Probably because I was writing Blaze's point of view. So I don't know. I think I need to spend a little bit more time with Prue and Bridge to get a little bit more of their vibe, and then I think I'll start to feel the same way about writing their points of view. I also have an idea already for a spinoff for this series, which maybe is a little crazy, but that's where my mind automatically goes. So I'm keeping some of those things in mind as I'm writing to see if they'll kind of keep working, but I'm excited for this. I just feel like it has so much potential. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you are doing Nano, if you are creating writing vlogs during Nano, or just in general. Let me know. I would love to come check out your channel. Definitely keep me updated though with your progress, whether you're doing Nano or not. What are you working on? How's the writing going for you guys? If you have any book recommendations for me, let me know. I like fantasy, sci-fi, young adult fantasy, romance. I like most of it, so if you have recommendations, go ahead and leave a comment, because I'm always looking for more books to read. I'm currently reading Vampire Academy Blood Promise, which I think I told you guys yesterday that I was gonna start that book. Oh no, wait, I finished it yesterday. I read all of it yesterday. I stayed up kind of late last night. Yeah. I shouldn't have done that. That's why I couldn't wake up this morning. I read a whole book in one day. But I probably will be starting Spiritbound, which is the 5th book. So I'm very excited. Is that what it? Yeah, pretty sure it's Spiritbound. Okay. Anyways, enough rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you do like this type of content and you want some Nano inspiration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go. Give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Those things help out my channel. But other than that, have a fantastic rest of your day. Happy writing, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye.
Alright, this is a song that I wrote about falling too fast, but I wouldn't know anything about that.
I don't wanna lose my grounding, so you catch me not responding, and I press my lips together so you don't find any answers.